Hi, this is Jared French, and today's discussion prompt is why the concept of Western civilization is relevant for today. I'm going to answer that question by rephrasing the question. And so we're going to start with some words and the concept Western civilization. Robert Royal in 1998, an article, he acknowledged the term Western man, Western civilization was new with the turn of the 20th century. And so the term Western civilization is 120 years old new. And sometimes that's a reason to say, okay, well, it's a fabrication. It's not legitimate, being so new. But really, it makes sense because it takes time to identify patterns, to have that much study of history periods, to draw lines. I mean, another generation is going to look at us and reflect, and hopefully reflect, and make definitions, draw lines. What were these people connected to? Well, maybe if they don't continue the pattern that we're currently seeing, becoming enamored by the present. And that's kind of what's at stake with this question. So, another article, Lawrence Birken, and What is Western Civilization? He juxtaposes arguments on when and what Western civilization should be articulated as. Should it include the Greco-Roman, Islamic, and Byzantine civilizations, or should it start some after that? Now, I'm not going too deep in that particular argument. I'm just putting that out there, that is the debate within the Western civilization studies. Where do you draw the line? And so no matter where you draw the line, Western civilization becomes to be defined by liberalism. Liberalism. As Alexander Rosenthal-Pubúl argues, the two tenets of liberalism is freedom of thought and inquiry. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And then bringing the power of the state under the restraint of the law. And I really appreciate Daniel Hannan, his 2014 book, Inventing Freedom, and how the English-speaking peoples made the modern world, showing it how early that was the heartbeat of Western civilization, to bring the state power under restraint of the law. Right? It's not the people under the restraint of the law so much as they come alongside, but bringing the state power. And so the question really comes down to, why is those two things? Why is the development of freedom of thought and inquiry and the development of restraining the state, why is that relevant today? Well, I'd say it's because we desperately need it. We're still faced with it. In order for us to keep it alive, to guard it, to proceed humbly, to have lives that we enjoy. This is not a right versus left thing. It's not a societal victim versus oppressor thing. Right? We desperately need Western civilization, how things developed, if we want a future. If we want a future defined by liberty and justice for all. Right? We need to not just throw out the baby, the good of Western civilization, with the bathwater, the bad, the messy, the dirty of Western civilization. It's there. What's happening, it's articulated in many ways, but we're worshiping the present too much, and we're really lacking the clarity of the future. We're hanging on this weird world of influencers. Have you seen this? Influencers? Getting on my soapbox, but you know, so many people are subscribing, millions, hanging on words, that these individuals can affect markets by their words, not deep thoughts. Is that the future you want? That these people can affect money? We're moving away from freedom of inquiry and bringing people under the restraint of the proper laws that have freedom. That's a kind of scary place. That's the cultic. And so, why do we need Western civilization? Because we want these things we love to keep going. I look forward to seeing your articulations and responses and responding to you in the discussion board. Thank you. Bye.